You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is the news that many of us have been waiting on. You have, I have. And we felt it coming once the Stephanie White speculation really turned up a notch over the last couple of days. We found out that White was discussing potential teams with the Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, and Connecticut Sun. Of course, Fever from Indiana played there and coached there as well. And a lot of people are drawing the fact, look, this would be a blatant upgrade over CHRISTIE Sides. And CHRISTIE Sides has been fired. She is out as the Indiana Fever coach. So here we go with this. There's a lot of other names that people are throwing out there, and we'll look at some reaction on social media. Lisa Bluder, another one that's being brought up, of course, the previous Iowa coach of Caitlin Clark. Many of us felt like that this team underachieved this year. You've got a big three. Anytime you got a big three in basketball, you should be not getting eliminated immediately upon arriving in the playoffs. And you got an all-world talent, and it felt like the coach was holding back Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever fired CHRISTIE Sides, and it fuels the Stephanie White reunion speculation. Here we go. It was weird to hear the reports last week that the Indiana Fever were interviewing Stephanie White for head coach, considering the incumbent CHRISTIE Sides was still technically on the team. No, not if they're really serious about trying to win a championship. It should not be surprising. White is a great coach. Any team would be lucky to have her. She was, after all, the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year, and she led the Connecticut Sun to a combined 55-25 record the last 2 years. But the Fever had a coach, and Sides led them in the playoffs, where it felt like they underachieved. Well, that's no longer the case. Indiana has parted ways with Sides. The team announced Sunday, clearing the way for a potential reunion with White, whose first head coaching job was with the Fever in 2015-2016. White also played the majority of her career with the Fever. From the team's inaugural year in 2000 to 2004, she was an assistant with the Fever from 2011 to 2014, which includes the team's only championship in 2012. By the way, White is talking to the Sky and, of course, the Sun as well. But you got to feel like there may be a real chance that an announcement is coming here. I'm sure CHRISTIE Sides couldn't be happy, but there were a lot of reasons this needed to be done. Number one, feeling like they underachieved. Number two, nonsensical timeouts at all the wrong times. She would stop her own team's run and take a timeout, and then not take a timeout if her life depended on it, while the other team was, I think at one point this year, there was a 21-0 run, something ridiculous by opposing team, and she failed to call a timeout. Nonsensical substitutions at all the wrong times, benchings, leaving Caitlin Clark on the bench too long, playing shoddy defense. CHRISTIE Sides, I'm going to be honest, feels like a really, really good junior high basketball coach. I just think that's where she is. Maybe she could, I'm sure, coach at a lower level, a smaller high school, 2 or 3A maybe, but you get my point. Respectfully, make it happen. There's, of course, Cheryl Miller. Her name is coming up as well. This guy says, I know some people are surprised, but the players started to gel and trust each other. They coached themselves. I mean, it felt like they were winning in spite of her. Like they were having to play the opposing team and their own coach at times. Oh my, it's happening. There's Stephanie White, Caitlin Clark, put them together. Cheryl Miller, come on down. So Lisa Bluder comes out of retirement in less than 24 hours, ? That's an interesting name to bring up here because of the Caitlin Clark connection. Absolutely. You've got to throw the name out. I do think it's Stephanie White, but we don't know yet. Let's go. Time to win another championship. This is tough, but the Fever have another level they can unlock with a serious coach. I believe it. No-brainer of the year. Single-handedly cost the Fever numerous games. I agree. They underachieved, honestly. Honestly. It was an underachievement with her as coach. You guys are for real about winning a championship. For those wishing sides all the best luck in the world with her future endeavors. She had her shot, but just couldn't get her players to play defense. Absolutely. Especially against pick and rolls. I mean, honestly, this had to happen. The Fever is going to get their Steve Kerr to soon unlock the team. You guys know I called for Mark Jackson to be the coach. An NBA coach has, of course, connections to Indiana and has the experience with Steph Curry. Well, you guys know Caitlin Clark reminds me a lot of Steph Curry mixed with Larry Bird with the branding of Michael Jordan. Yeah, let's go. God is the greatest. People are literally thanking God that Christie Sides got fired. First coach to take you to the playoffs and you sack her. Better believe it. She's gone. Thank you for your service, Christie Sides. Very excited for what's next. The team is going to be unstoppable. You smelt this coming, the GM change. You really did. You felt like this could be on the horizon. This was the correct decision. Does that mean we're going to see Stephanie White? I'm telling you. We're winning the title this year for real. Caitlin Clark's about to cook. Yep. This person, Stephanie White, is with the Fever. I think that's the natural line that a lot of people are going to draw here. This guy's got jokes. Cheryl Swoops has coaching experience. That is funny. That really is funny. Serious. Man. Stephanie White time. Honestly, no. From worst to the playoffs get you fired these days. It does when you blatantly feel like you're putting an anchor around your star's neck. Yeah, it does. Good. She made some very head-scratching decisions in games and ran Cece and Kelsey into the ground. Definitely needed an upgrade. See ya. This is good news. Honest, nature is healing. I mean, honestly, this is who will replace Christie Sides as Cheryl Miller one more time. Look, there's a lot of people bringing up Cheryl Miller, and I think we all know she wants to come back and coach. Will that happen? I don't know. Caitlin Clark loves Cheryl Miller. So you have to wonder. I still think it's going to be Stephanie White. I think that's where we're looking at. And guys, it's the same thing all down the comment section. People are glad this happened. I mean, look, one of the things that trended after every loss, and I would make a video after every loss, was the horrible coaching job that Christie Sides must have done during the game. And yeah, that's what would happen. She would bleep up a game, and they would lose in a game that they would blow huge leads. You name it. She ran the gauntlet of messing up games for Caitlin Clark and her team this year. Stephanie White watches on. Lisa Bluder to a lesser extent. Cheryl Miller to a lesser extent. And I probably can forget about Mark Jackson, but Stephanie White, completely understandable. And you want to talk about a team that all of a sudden plays some defense. This team will play some defense. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.